Brands are so powerful. I mean, they shape what we buy, our culture, even whole economies. But have you ever stopped to think about who's actually building those brands, especially in a place as dynamic as Africa? Well, today we're going to dive into a brand new power list that uncovers the amazing talent building Africa's future. And believe me, the results are surprising. Okay, but before we get into the names and faces on this list, we've got to talk about why it's such a big deal. And it all starts with this kind of huge contradiction, a real paradox that's sitting right at the heart of Africa's consumer market. This really sets the stage for everything we're about to cover. It really all boils down to this one central question. Think about it. You've got a continent with 1.4 billion people. It's young, it's connected, it's growing like crazy. You totally expect local, homegrown brands to be ruling the market, right? But, well, the reality on the ground, it's a completely different story. Just take a look at this number, 82%. According to years of research from Brand Africa, a staggering 82% of the most admired brands in Africa are non-African. That is just wild. And this isn't just some random statistic. It's a story about money, about economic value and cultural influence literally flowing out of the continent. So the big question is, why? Why is this happening? So, for a long time, you might assume, oh, it must be a talent problem, right? But here's the thing. The data is crystal clear. That's not it. Not at all. Africa has this incredibly deep pool of world-class strategic talent. The real issue? It's been a visibility gap. These brilliant people, the architects behind the brands, have just been flying under the radar, totally unrecognized. Well, until now. And that brings us to the turning point in this story. We're talking about a landmark initiative that's designed to shine a massive spotlight on these invisible architects and completely change the conversation. So what is it? It's called the ACMO 100. And this is the first ever benchmark ranking of its kind. It's all about celebrating the 100 most impactful leaders in marketing, branding, and reputation, the people who are genuinely shaping Africa's story and its future. And let me be clear, this isn't just about who has the fanciest job title. Nope, this is all about celebrating real, tangible impact. And you should know, this initiative has some serious weight behind it. This isn't just some list thrown together. It's a huge collaboration between major Pan-African organizations. You've got Brand Africa, the folks doing all the deep research. You've got African Business Magazine, and others. This kind of partnership gives the list a ton of credibility and a huge reach, not just across the continent, but in the diaspora too. Okay, so let's get to the good part. Who are these people? Who actually made the list? Because when you start digging into the data, it reveals some absolutely fascinating trends about the architects behind Africa's brands. All right, get ready for this because this is probably the most striking insight from the whole list. A whopping 62% of the most influential marketing leaders in Africa are women. And in some places, like East Africa, that number jumps to over 70%. This isn't some emerging trend, folks. This is the reality. Women are at the helm, running marketing for the continent's most important brands and shaping consumer culture from the very, very top. So if you're wondering where the future of Africa's economy is really being forged, well, this chart gives us a massive clue. Look at this breakdown. Financial services, telecoms, and tech. Together, they make up more than half the entire list. What does that tell us? It tells us that the absolute best marketing talent is concentrated in the exact sectors that are driving the continent's economic transformation and bringing more people into the formal economy. It's fascinating. And what about geography? Where are these hubs of talent? Well, the list shows these really clear centers of gravity. No surprise, Southern Africa, mostly driven by South Africa, is leading the pack with 39 leaders. Then you have your big established hubs in West and East Africa. Think Lagos and Nairobi. But check this out. Look at Morocco up there in North Africa. It is exploding as a new marketing powerhouse on the continent, and that signals a really interesting strategic shift. And, this quote from Thibi Ikolafeng, the founder of Brand Africa, it really nails why this is all so important. He calls these leaders architects of Africa's future. I mean, what a powerful phrase. It's a perfect reminder that this work isn't just about moving products off a shelf. It's about shaping entire narratives and building trust with millions and millions of people. Now, what's so fascinating here is that this whole movement in Africa, this recognition of marketing leaders, it's not happening in a vacuum. Not at all. It's happening at the exact same time that the role of marketing itself is going through this massive global transformation. I mean, just think about it.
The role of a marketer isn't what it used to be. It's not just about making cool ads or splashy campaigns anymore. All the big research firms show this huge shift. The chief marketing officer, or CMO, has gone from being a brand steward, someone who just manages reputation, to being a growth architect. That means they are now directly on the hook for revenue, for e-commerce, for everything that drives the bottom line.
So, what does that new job description actually look like in practice? Well, it's super clear and it's all about business results. Today's top marketing leaders have to own the entire digital journey for the customer. They have to drive e-commerce sales directly, and they have to build real long-term customer loyalty. It's all about delivering results you can actually measure. And this is where we bring it all back to Africa. As Eloini Berry, the founder of AMA, says this new model is so relevant on the continent. The leaders on the ACMO 100 list, they aren't just tagging along with this global trend. No way. They are right at the forefront, using marketing as a powerful, strategic tool for real economic and social transformation.
Okay, so let's zoom out. What's the big takeaway here? Why does all of this matter? I mean, recognizing 100 people is great, for sure. But the ACMO list is a signal for something way, way bigger than just an industry award. It's pointing to a massive, fundamental economic shift. What we're witnessing is the rise of what you could call Africa's brand economy. This is this idea that brands aren't just logos, they are strategic economic assets. They create real value, they shape culture, and they make a country more competitive on the world stage. At its core, this is about a monumental shift, from Africa being mainly a consumer of global brands to becoming a powerful creator of them. And when you boil it all down, the entire story comes back to this one simple but really powerful idea. Products don't build brands, people do. You can have the best product in the world, but it takes smart, strategic, visionary people to turn that product into a brand that people actually connect with and trust and admire. The talent is the engine. So, I want to leave you with this final thought. The talent is there. We know that now. The recognition is finally starting to happen. As the continent continues to write its own story on its own terms, the leaders on this list and all the people they're going to inspire, they are absolutely the ones to watch. So the question isn't if the next global giant brand will come from Africa anymore. The real question is, who's going to build it?